Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the year again. And for the first time in 2 years, the New York Yankees are back in the postseason. I'm Bryce Gelman, going to be previewing the ALDS between the New York Yankees and the Kansas City Royals, a team in which the Yankees kind of had their way against this year. 5-2, outscored the Royals 42-24. The postseason is a completely different animal, though. We're going to get into everything. I'm going to give you my prediction. I'm going to give you how I think both teams can win this series, the most important things going forward in this series for the Yankees and for the Royals, all that good stuff. But yes, we are back. We are ready to get disappointed yet again by this franchise, the New York Yankees, in which they have been over the last 7 years, in which they have given us, the fans, over the last 8 seasons. So we're back. We're back. And we get to discuss this and we get to preview this and all that good stuff. But I just wanted to start here. The idea that this is going to be any sort of cakewalk for the New York Yankees. The fact that because the Astros lost, because the Orioles lost, that this becomes any easier for the Yankees to get back to the promised land for the first time in 15 years is just untrue. It is. And I'm trying to bring all of you back down to earth because I'm kind of guilty of this. I'm hypocritical when I say this because when the Tigers beat the Astros, I mean, of course, everyone was happy. I don't think anyone was thinking about how it necessarily, I mean, some people were thinking about how it necessarily related to the Yankees. I was just happy to see that team lose because we've seen them make the ALCS 7 seasons in a row. So it's about damn time, right? Great. Awesome. But to see the Orioles lose as well, and okay, great. That's cool. Doesn't matter. Doesn't change the fact that the Yankees have had the lack of success that they have had recently. It doesn't become any easier. It doesn't put any more pressure on the Yankees to get back to that point. Do I think it makes it slightly more likely? Yes, it does. But the Yankees still will have to do what they haven't been able to do year after year after year. I understand it has always come down to the Astros, and there isn't a team in the postseason that most Yankee fans are afraid of. But they're also a team that had the number 1 seed, that had the bye from the wild card, that has to play for the first time on Saturday, tomorrow, in multiple days since last Sunday. That's the longest break all of these guys have had since the All-Star break. And we saw last year with those great teams, the Dodgers specifically, a team that dominated in the regular season, lose in the DS, in the division series, because of the momentum that these wild card teams carry into the next series. That is why you can't take this team, the Kansas City Royals, for granted. A team in which, might I add, has probably the second best pitching remaining in the American League. They've better pitching than the Yankees. Their starters collectively, each of them, Reagans, Waka, Lugo, Singer, all collectively, on average, I mean, I think each of them as well, have ERAs that are better than the Yankees' best guy with earned run average, which is Luis Gil, which was not great. I mean, Luis Gil was not, he's the only guy in the Yankees roster in terms of pitching that had a WAR of 3 or above. I think all those guys came close to that, if not exceeded that. So this team, the Kansas City Royals, are going to roll out in Game 1 tomorrow night, Michael Waka, who has dominated against the majority of this Yankees lineup. There's some guys who haven't faced him yet, really, in his career. Juan Soto's one of them. The rest, not done well. One guy who's done well, of course, is Anthony Rizzo, who's going to be out with the fractured fingers, unfortunately. But you get Waka in Game 1. You get Reagans in Game 2. And you might get Seth Lugo in Game 3, Game 4. The Yankees could be in trouble here. It is why I think this series, and I just think that the Yankees' hopes and dreams in general, Aaron Judge needs to show up. He needs to be Aaron Judge. The Yankees will not lose this series. And you could quote me on this. They will not lose this series due to bad pitching. They will lose it because Aaron Judge didn't show up, because the bottom of the lineup didn't hit, because Juan Soto wasn't Juan Soto. You know what to expect with this Royals team. Their pitching is going to be good. It's about whether or not the Yankees hitters could finally rise to the occasion. The one guy who comes to mind in recent years who has thrived in the postseason, who had one, insanity run in the postseason, it's been a very long time since the Yankees had this consistently, was in 2022 with Harrison Bader. A guy who really didn't hit for much pop over the course of his Yankees career, then hit 6 home runs in the postseason. The only guy who hit above 300 against the Astros in that series in which they were swept, in which Aaron Judge went 1 for 16. This all boils down to whether or not these guys are able to hit. The pitching is the pitching. The bullpen isn't as good as it has been in recent years. The closer situation is a bigger question mark than it's been in recent years because of the play of Clay Holmes. The Yankees still have some solid relievers that they can trust. Tommy Kaling, who's been lights out. Luke Weaver, who's going to be the closer. All signs point to that. Jake Cousins, I don't know. It doesn't seem like he's going to make it back in time in this series. He said he's ramping back up, but I just don't see that happening. I could see him returning for the ALCS, hopefully alongside Rizzo, maybe Nestor Cortez as well. It remains to be seen. Ian Hamilton, who came back very recently, who's been pretty good. Mark Leiter Jr., who just came off the paternity list. Pretty good outing. The Yankees have a bullpen. They will not lose this series because the bullpen blows up. I really just don't see that happening. I trust the guys in the bullpen enough to where they're not letting the absolute, listen, if you look at the Royals lineup, there's 3 guys you got to watch out for. Salvi, Bobby Witt Jr., and Vinny Pasquantino. Vinny Pasquantino just came back. He was hurt. He was put on the IL in August. The Yankees played the Royals in September. The Royals didn't have Vinny Pasquantino. They have him back now. He's one of the reasons why they were able to beat the Orioles. But those are the 3 guys. And outside of that, there's not much else. So the pitching, I think, is going to be superb. I think it's going to be solid. The one concern I have with the extended time off and not playing games like teams in the wild card are playing is for hitters. When you look at hitters versus pitchers coming off of an injury, which takes longer to return back to form? It's always hitters. The hardest thing in sports to do is to hit a baseball. The hardest thing to do in professional sports is to hit a Major League Baseball pitcher's pitches. There's nothing else harder in all professional sports, in my opinion, in professional team sports. So it's hard when you're not seeing pitching. And of course, the Yankees are, they're taking BP. They've got these new machines that can replicate release points, spin rate, velocity of pitchers that they'll face. So I'm sure they've got that set to Michael Walker right now, and they're constantly hitting off him. His computerized version. That's great. That might help. Doesn't change the fact that having 5-6 days off from seeing real life pitching, not from a machine, can be very detrimental. That's why the thing I'm most concerned about by far in this series is the Yankees hitting. They need guys to step up and perform. It all stems from number 99. It does. It really does. And that's the thing I'm by far most concerned about going into this series. I look at every single postseason run for Aaron Judge since 2018. It's been terrible. It has not been good enough. There's a reason why the Yankees were so good in the regular season this year. There's a reason why they won 93 games. There's a reason why the Yankees were so good in all these years in which Aaron Judge was so good. There's a reason why they didn't make the postseason last year. Because that stupid wall in Los Angeles. Aaron Judge doesn't get hurt, the Yankees sneak into the postseason. I don't think they do anything. I think they get blown out by whoever they face because they were not good last year. It's a different story this year. It is. Aaron Judge, the excuses, the list of excuses have been ticked off. Each one. This one, that one, that one. It's been going down and down. Every year that Aaron Judge fails to meet his expectations in the postseason, another excuse is checked off. This year, I can't think of one. I cannot think of one. You're hitting behind Juan Soto, a guy who has arguably been the most consistent hitter in baseball over the last 5 years. Regular season and postseason combined. You know what to expect of Juan Soto. The rest of the lineup is better than it was in 2022. You're not getting Isaiah Kiner Falefa at-bats, right? Like you don't have to worry about a guy at the bottom of the lineup who doesn't have the ability to hit for power, that you know will find it hard-pressed to make a big play, to make a big swing when it matters the most. You've got Jason Dominguez. You've got Anthony Volpe. These guys, these young, hungry players with a lot to prove. That was Harrison Bader. He wasn't as young as those two, but he had a lot to prove. And there are guys on this roster who still have a lot to prove. Aaron Judge is at the top of that list. At this point in his career, with the regular season success that he has had, I know I've done this. I've been on Aaron Judge for 5-6 minutes. I just think it's that important. I really do. I think everything else is secondary. The Yankees have zero chance if Aaron Judge does not at least isn't like 80 to 90% of what he is in the regular season. They have zero chance. Zero. Because as much as it could be a possibility that Judge is terrible and everyone else picks up his slack, it's not going to happen. It's simply not going to happen. I've never been so sure of anything in sports in my entire life. It all trickles down. It all stems from number 99 at the top of the order. Not the top of the, you get what I mean. 3 in the order. The captain. What did Derek Jeter do time and time again in the postseason? Get big hits, make big plays, lead his team by example. Aaron Judge has not done that, and is the one knock on his career until this point. I don't know if I can handle it. I really don't. I don't know if I can handle it. I do not know if I can handle another terrible postseason from Aaron Judge. There's no team that has disappointed me over the course of my adult sports fandom, depending on who you ask. Depending on my religion, I was a man at 13. Depending on other people, I was a man at 18. It doesn't matter. 13, 18. The Yankees have consistently underwhelmed us during this time of the year, in October. It has been pathetic time and time again. Not good enough, not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. It keeps going, right? I hope that this is the year. I do. And I know I prefaced everything I needed to preface before with how this run is not easier. Shouldn't be any easier, and it won't be any easier. But on paper, the Yankees don't have to deal with the Astros, the big bad Astros. They're not there. If there was ever going to be a year in which the Yankees did it, but the Yankees ended that drought, they silenced the critics, it would be 2024. I have no idea what to expect. I really don't. What we saw from the Royals against the Orioles in the American League wild card was dominant pitching. Dominant pitching. Now, does the Orioles lineup look anything like the Yankees lineup? No. Is Camden Yards an environment like Yankee Stadium at all? No. Is it a better stadium? Yes. That's a different story for another day. It is so essential that Garrett Cole trots out to the mound tomorrow night and pitches a gem. It has been a rough going for Garrett Cole this year. Hurt to start the year, put on 60-day IL, comes back in June, wasn't himself, gets rocked by the Mets 2 times. You take out those 2 starts, and his ERA is much better than what it is. Garrett Cole needs to be Garrett Cole. The Yankees guys, they are paying the most money, need to perform. Garrett in game 1, Carlos Rodon in game 2. The expectations for Carlos Rodon are not what they should be. Yes, the Yankees paid him to be the second starter, but they paid him more money than a lot of aces are making in Major League Baseball. And after what we saw last year in one of the worst pitching seasons that I've personally seen from a guy with a lot of expectations, i.e. Sonny Gray, a lot of other guys over the course of their Yankees careers. That was the biggest, most pathetic display of incompetent pitching. It really was. So after all of that, the expectations are not what they were for Carlos Rodon when they originally signed him. He still needs to go out and perform like he was paid to do so. The Yankees' top guys were making the most money. Judge, Stanton, Cole, Rodon, Stroman, all of the guys who sit at the top of the Yankees payroll perform like they're supposed to perform, the Yankees will win the World Series. I know that's not saying much because their payroll is probably higher than the other 3 teams in remaining the American League combined. And I know that, like the amount of teams that have spent a lot in recent years and haven't won, the Rangers did it last year. They're kind of an anomaly. But the Dodgers haven't in a long time. They've got the Mickey Mouse title. If you want to count that or not, that's up to you. It's subjective. I don't think it counts as much as as a regular full season World Series title. But the Yankees have been near the top of the payroll in Major League Baseball, the top for most of the years over the last 15 years. And what has that amounted to? Absolutely nothing. And at times it has been due to the guys at the bottom of the lineup making no money, just not hitting, not doing anything. What set apart those 90s Yankees teams from the Yankees teams that we see now were the guys at the bottom of the lineup that hit big home run after big home run after big home run. Jimmy Leyritz, Chuck Knobloch, Scott Brocious, David Justice hit a big home run. And the best Yankees players, the guys who were expected to do the most, Bernie Williams, Tina Martinez, Derek Jeter, all hit when it mattered the most. They all have the clutch gene. You want to point to one thing besides Joe Torre's managing? It's the clutch hitting. That clutch hitting has been non-existent for this Yankees team over the course of the last 7 years, since 2017, since Didi Gregorius hit that big home run in the 2017 wildcard game. Yankees big hits, meaningful big hits, not ones that came, like the Aaron Hicks home run that he hit in 2019, the DJ LeMahieu home run that he hit in 2019. What came of that? Nothing. The Yankees have not hit a truly significant home run or big hit in a long, long time. It really has been. And I can count these meaningless ALDS games where the Yankees eventually lose. There was something special about that 2017 team. There was something special about that home run hit by Didi Gregorius. And it led to the Yankees being as close as they have come until now to making the World Series. And before that point as well, losing to a cheating team. That was significant. There was something there in 2017. The Yankees need to replicate that success. They need to replicate those special moments. Look at what the Mets are doing. Look at what the Tigers are doing right now. Do the Yankees have those vibes right now? Where it feels like nothing could go wrong? No. The Yankees had that all throughout their dynasties in the 90s and in 2000. It all came to an end in 2001. But this organization has not had that voodoo, that good aura about it, where you just know everything's going to go right. At this point, if you're a Yankees fan, you have to expect that everything's going to go wrong. Until they prove you otherwise, until they prove that they can win. Let's get into predictions. I know it's been 20 minutes. I apologize, or I kind of don't, because I had to get through all that. Whatever. I think the Yankees are going to win this series in 5. I think the Royals are going to make it very close. But I just think that this team will not lose to the Royals. The Royals don't have the magic that the Tigers do, and it's very fortunate the Yankees do not have to face the Tigers if they win until the ALDS in a 7-game series. The Royals have the pitching to win this series. They have the pitching to go 3-0 to sweep the Yankees. Do they have the hitting, though, to give the pitching enough run support? No, they don't. So, unless there are, barring unforeseen hitting prowess from the bottom of the Royals lineup, this series will go 4 or 5 games, and I think the Yankees prevail in 5. I think they come back home in Game 5, Garrett Cole pitches, and the Yankees win. Now, would I be surprised if the Yankees get bounced in this series? Would I be surprised if Aaron Judge is not able to replicate any of his regular season success over the years, this year included? No, I wouldn't. It would honestly be more of a surprise if Aaron Judge did hit well. I'm at that point with my Yankees fandom where I cannot expect the best. I have been hurt, heartbroken, so many different times. It's now or never. You got one more year. This is it of Juan Soto. There's no guarantees after this with Juan Soto. Of course, the Yankees will do everything in their power to bring him back. There's no guarantees. He may look at what's going on in Queens and say, I want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of this. Aaron Judge choking in the postseason year after year. That's why this is so important. The Yankees need to prove that they are indeed still the big bad Yankees of old. They need to go out there and with the Astros out of the postseason, need to become the favorites. The big bad team in this postseason on the AL side. The evil empire. The Yankees have loved to call themselves that. It's been the Astros. The Yankees have the opportunity to reclaim that name. And it all stems from how well Aaron Judge plays. I really think it does. I just, nothing else is even comparable. Even the starting pitching, a good start from Garrett Cole, good start from Carlos Rodon. They give you 2 good starts. The Yankees don't hit. They'll lose those games. Who do you trust in the clutch? When was the last time the Yankees hit a walk-off home run? When was the last time? Listen, it's been a long time coming for this team. It's been a long time coming for me as a Yankees fan. And as I've stated repeatedly over the course of this preview and predictions, YouTube video, whatever you like to call it, for me as well. Like, there is just no reason for me to have high expectations with this team, but I do because of the roster, because of the payroll, because of Juan Soto. Not because I really believe in my heart this team could win. This is the most wide open postseason in recent memory in Major League Baseball. Do the Yankees have what it takes to come out victorious? To be the best team in the postseason? The roster, yes, absolutely. Do I trust it? No. That's on me. I got to work through that. Those are my problems. I got other stuff to deal with. The Giants are terrible. The Knicks are. I'm not too into the cat trade. If you want to hear my thoughts about that, I did a live stream the other day. It's on my YouTube channel, or you can get it on my X page. I don't know. I need the Yankees. I need this team I don't know what I would do with myself if the Yankees actually made the World Series. I don't. It's been since I was 8 years old that I've experienced that. It's been 15 years. I'm 23 now. It's been a long time. Hopefully this is the year. I got the Yankees in 5. We'll talk after the series, win or loss. You can expect that. A video will come out right after previewing the next series. We're recapping this series. We'll do both if the Yankees win. But if they lose, we're going to be recapping this series and trying to talk you all off the ledge. Trying to talk myself off the ledge because I don't know what I'll do if they lose. That'll do it for today's video. I'm Bryce Gelman. And again, stay tuned for all the other stuff I got coming out. You can check me out on TikTok at Bryce Gelman. Posting some good stuff on there. So yeah, let's go Yankees. Let's hope for the best. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with another loss. And I'm sure if you're a Yankees fan, you echo those sentiments as well. So until next week, let's go Yankees, and I'll talk to you then.